Chag Sameach. I hope you guys had an incredible Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Now, it's time to dance. Now it's time to rejoice. We are in the time period of Zman Simchatenu, the time of our rejoicing. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, as we know, these are days of judgment, but on Yom Kippur is when the judgment is sealed. However, Sukkot, that's when you look up in the sky and you see the full moon. Like many other Jewish holidays, whether it's Purim or Passover, Sukkot falls in the middle of the month, the 15th of the month, when the moon is at its fullest. As the Zohar says, Kaima Sihara be'ashlamusa, that when the moon is at its fullest, this also represents the Jewish people being in a state of joy and blessing. Sometimes we might be on the low. Sometimes the moon is waxing and waning. Sometimes it's smaller, like on Rosh Chodesh when you can't even see a sliver. But every single day we see that it gets bigger. And this is the time that we really get to bring down all the blessings of all the prayers from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur to the whole month of Elul. And now we get to bundle it all up. And let me bring you out to the sukkah. Here we have behind me a beautiful 60-foot sukkah, which will host hundreds and hundreds of people throughout the 7-day period of Sukkot, including Shmini Atzeret, the 8th day, and Simchat Torah. We'll get to that in a minute. But the sukkah is a biblical commandment. We should sit in Sukkot to remember that God took us out of Egypt. And how did He take us out of Egypt? We were in the middle of the desert, but He provided great protection. The anane hakavod, the clouds of glory. And these clouds of glory protected us from above, from the hot, scorching sun. They leveled all the mountains and the snakes and the scorpions that were venomous from under us. They protected us from behind, from all of the Egyptians that were chasing after the Jewish people and receiving all their catapults of their arrows and all the other intense weapons were being provided our protection from the cloud in the back. And so too, what do the Jewish people do? We want to remember that even in the outside, even when we're exposed to the elements, like the Jewish people for 40 years in the desert, God will protect us. God will be there providing this beautiful embrace, the embrace of the sukkah. And this is what we do for 7 days. We live in it and we enjoy it. Every time I take a phone conversation, I want to hang out with a friend, have a coffee. Let's do it in the sukkah. We don't hang out in our house. This is our new home for the 7 days of the holiday. And of course, as the holiday progresses, of course, the first night we light the candles, which is this coming Wednesday night, as the first night of Sukkot. We light the candles, we say the blessing, and then we bring all of our guests and we say the blessing, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu leishev b'sukkah. Thank you, God, for giving us the commandment of sitting in the sukkah. Next, the next morning, which is again Thursday morning, is the first time you can shake the lulav and etrog. We have the beautiful opportunity. It says, "Lekachtem pri etz hadar." You should take a beautiful fruit. So this fruit, which is more common, we'll see the etrog from Israel with the pitom on top. Many of the etrogim that I prefer actually is the ones from Italy, and they actually are grown without a pitom. If a pitom falls off of the one from Israel, for example, of this one, then it is invalid. But this one is not grown with it, so it's fine. But in short, the etrog represents the heart. This is the beautiful Jew who smells so nice. He has good mitzvot. And also, if you taste it, it also tastes really good too. So not only is it representing the Jew that is someone who is a kind person, but also representing taste, which is something like seichel, intellect, the scholar Jew. So this is a scholarly Jew, as well as a well-tasting Jew, a Jew with good mitzvot. Now, after that, we have the lulav. The lulav comes from a date palm. Dates, of course, taste great, but no smell, right? So therefore, this might be someone who might be the Torah scholar, but maybe perhaps lacks in his good deeds. Next up, we have the hadassim. The hadassim, I can't smell, they're in plastic, but the hadassim have an incredible smell, but no taste, which might represent the good sweet Jews that might be really good and kind and caring, but maybe don't have the intellectual understanding of the deepness of the Torah, etc. So these are the mitzvah Jews. Now, last but not least, we have the arava. The arava has neither taste nor smell. But as we're told, if you just bring these three things together, you have not fulfilled the commandment. Without the arava, without every single Jew, we need to have unity. We need to that even not just the scholars and the mitzvah people, the movers and the shakers, but even the simple person who doesn't have either. They are an integral part of the Jewish people, and without them, even this entire set is invalid. So we need each and every one of you. And of course, last but not least, and we'll talk about this in my next video, Simchat Torah. After the 7 days of rejoicing in the sukkah, we then come to the climax when we read the Torah from the beginning. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim et haaretz. We finish the Torah, we start again, and specifically this year, we will dance again. We have to spend a significant more time and energy and excitement in our observance of this special holiday of Simchat Torah, because this is how we bring to life, this is how we bring blessings to all of our loved ones, specifically those that perished during the unfortunate this past year. So we invite you to join us here at Chabad. Join us in the sukkah. Shake the lulav and etrog with us on Thursday morning. Come Wednesday night, we have a beautiful dinner in the sukkah, and we are looking forward to seeing you. Rabbi Yigal here from Chabad of Santa Clara.